Morning. So I've been awake for about an hour. I had a horrible dream last night. I woke up from a horrible dream like an hour ago. And, no. Sorry. I'm just gonna get this hair out of my face. I don't remember all of the dream, but I remember, the last part. The last part is what really disturbed me. Sometimes I really wonder, where my brain is, like where I can come up with stuff like this, because if it's not okay in real life, it's definitely not okay in my dreams. Anyway, I've calmed down some since I woke up. Kind of had to relax and breathe. So, the dream took place in like it was a poor neighborhood or poor country. I get the feeling that it was a poor country. The apartment that I was in with somebody else, some random guy. I don't even know who it was. Anyway, so the apartment was rather large. It had windows everywhere, but the windows were blown out, like they didn't have glass in them anymore. It was hot, so it didn't matter. But the apartment still had electricity. So we were playing video games. We were playing Mario, I think. Mario Kart, if I really want to get specific about it, but it doesn't matter too terribly much. So we were playing video games, and then there was 2 windows, and then there's like a little wall, a space between the 2 windows, and we were playing video games. And this kid just appeared out of nowhere, and there was like wires and cords. You know how you get spaghetti wire cords? You know, when you have like 1,000 cords, and none of them are useful anymore. You just have them in a pile. Or in my dream, I had them in a pile. And anyway, this kid just popped out of nowhere, and he was dressed raggedy, you know, torn shirt. His pants were torn and ripped and shredding, fraying, and he just kind of lifted up a cord. It was like, you know, the old cords where you would connect your VCR to your TV, and they had the 3 prongs, like the input, output, and video. Anyway, he just picked it up out of the pile, and it was just one cord. And he was like, "Can I take this so I can feed my family?" Because I guess he was going to sell it to someone so he could get some money. So, you know, to help his family eat. And the guy that was in the video, or in the dream playing video games, was like, he grabbed this poor kid by the throat, and and he jumped out the window, kid, cord, him, the whole thing, leapt out the window. And they went over this fence as they were falling, and then I couldn't get out of the apartment. Like, I couldn't get out. I don't understand why I couldn't get out. But I couldn't, there was no doors. There was only the windows. But there was no way I could get out. I don't understand what was preventing me. But I ended up having to watch as this guy beat this kid up badly. Badly. And as, it was horrible to watch. And he grabbed the cord back, picked it up, climbed over the fence, and then came back into the apartment, and then sat down and proceeded to play video games. And then I woke up because I couldn't handle it. I can't watch kids get beaten like that. I can't watch kids get hit. I can't, it's difficult for me to listen to moms yell at their kids as they walk through a store. So, that was a horrible dream. I woke up highly disturbed and, like, freaking out a little bit. And it's like, when I dream stuff like that, things that disturb me, kids getting beaten, especially, or animals, if animals are getting hurt in my dreams, I would never, ever, ever in my wildest, I would never do that in real life, and it just horrifies me that I can do that in my dreams. Like, somehow, I feel like I should be able to control that somehow and make it stop, because it's my brain, it's my dream, it's me coming up with these horrible things. So it's like, I'm trying to reconcile that. I came up with that, so I accept responsibility for that dream. But why I would dream in the first place is, I don't even know why I would dream that. Actually, the last 2 weeks were really stressful, and I had a whole bunch of stuff just dump on my brain. And so I had insomnia for a week now. Yeah, about a week. And so I kind of understand, like, why I've had insomnia. It makes perfect sense. I'm stressed. I'm not sleeping. But, yeah, the last, 3 days, though, I've been okay. Calm, collect, happy, shiny. Except for yesterday. I wasn't that shiny yesterday. But it was because I hadn't slept forever. And it finally was getting to me. Like, normally when I have insomnia, I'm pretty perky, I'm okay. Like, I just deal with it and move on. But yesterday I was in a horrible mood. Horrible. Everything was, just annoying. But, so I understand, bad dreams happen. But that was, really, really intense for a bad dream. Like, normally if I have, terrifying dreams, there's a couple dreams in the last week that I remember vividly still. Like last night, or Wednesday night, when I was sleeping, I dreamt that I went to Australia with my sister. Yeah, and it was like a weird combination of like an airplane, bus, boat that we were going across to go to Australia. That was fun. And then last week I remember I had this weird dream where I applied for a job at a mechanic's place, and it was an old restoration, like an old classic car mechanic job that I was applying for. And I love classic cars, so it made perfect sense to me in my dream. Pardon me. And anyway, I applied for this job, and I got it. And it was fun, you know, like I was very excited about it. And then I was like, I went in the first day, and I kept trying to make coffee, but every time I put my coffee cup down so I could like pour coffee into it, it would move. Like I would have to go get something, like I would pour coffee into it and it would move. And I would put it back, and then I'd go get some cream out of the fridge and it was moved again. So I spent a good time in the kitchen looking for my coffee cup. And then I was like talking to the lead mechanic. And I was like, every time I try and make coffee or finish making my coffee, the coffee cup has moved. Like it keeps moving everywhere. And it's never in one spot. I think you have a ghost. And he's like, that seems strange. But we have a logbook, and I think it would be really important for you to write in this logbook your experience, so that when the owner comes back, he'll read it and he'll be aware of the situation. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I take my coffee cup, both hands, and I walk into the office, and I put the coffee cup down, and I start writing in the logbook. And I finish writing my story. And as I read, like I start reading previous entries, and there's like entries where they started like, I put my wrench down and the wrench keeps moving, I can't find it. Or like I keep putting things down and things keep moving, and you know, like all the entries are exactly the same. They're all about how things keep moving mysteriously throughout the whole shop. And and then towards the end of each entry, there's like, what the hell, and what the fuck, and oh my god. And you know, at the end of every entry there was like a giant question mark at the end. I was like, oh, that terrifies me a little bit. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to know. So I was gonna stand up. My intention was to stand up, tell the guy I was working with, the mechanic, that this is too freaky for me and I think I might go home. But when I looked up in the office, it was like it was like, I still get goosebumps thinking about it. But it was like, I looked up from the desk from where I was writing, and I was like, oh my god. There was like, it was the same office, the same shop, everything was exactly the same, but it was old. There was like inches of dust and cobwebs, and it had obviously been abandoned for years, like decades, and nobody had been in here for decades, and it was just dilapidated. And it was like when you it was like some of the roof was caving in on that side. I was like, oh my god. I was looking around and there was nobody in the shop, and I looked at the calendar and it was like, I think it was like June or something, 1930. and and that was the calendar that was on the wall still. And like the windows were like, gloomy, dust filled, like it was. And then I looked down back at the logbook, and the entry to that logbook was like a week ago. It was like February 7th, I can't remember now, or something like that, 2013. And I was like, and I freaked out because it was like, what did how did, and I woke up. And it was kind of freaky, but it was a fun freaky, like it was like, that would have been an awesome story. Kind of, when that was the first thing I thought of when I woke up, is that would have been an awesome horror story. I should write that down. But I never did. But it's still in my brain, so, and now it's on video. But, the dream last night was not as fun as that one was. And, but, the interesting thing is, I don't remember what I was eating those times when I was dreaming. I didn't think it warranted me videoing it. But there was like part of this experiment the dream diary experiment, is that I wanted to see a pattern, to see because like some of these dreams are really disturbing and some of them are not so disturbing, and I was trying to find a pattern as to why I was having insomnia and why I was having these horrible dreams, nightmares, and I wanted to see if there was something that connected it, because I'm trying to figure out why I'm suffering from insomnia and bad dreams in this last year and a half now. No, it's about a year, I think. Anyway, so, because they just suddenly started. Like it consistently just started. So, having done some research and talking to lots of people, people have told me that Wi-Fi, which I have, affects your dreams, and so don't sleep with anything with Wi-Fi in your room. What you eat, if you eat bad food before you go to bed, like A&W or chips or nachos, or you'll have bad dreams. Or if you eat chocolate, I've also heard that one, or pizza, you'll have bad dreams. And so I was trying to find out what it was causing. Like, was it something I was doing outside myself? Like, was I eating something strange? Was my sleep pattern weird? Was I drinking something? The movies, are movies or books or something influencing what I was dreaming about? And the majority of the time that I've been doing this, like the dream journals are relatively recent, but the majority of the time, when I was trying to change things in my life to help me sleep better or to help me not have bad dreams, haven't really helped a lot. So I'm curious as to what it is, like, So now I'm down to, is it emotional, is it mental, like what is bugging me deep down that's causing me to be sleepless and or have bad dreams. And so I've been thinking about it, and I haven't actually come to any conclusion as to what it is that's bugging me any. Like it's like I'm actually more happy this year and more social than I have been in my previous life. I don't know. Like it's very strange. But so to continue with the experiment, last night I made soup. It was a carrot yam soup with coconut and ginger and garlic, and it was very, very yummy. And but I made it from scratch, so I know everything that went into it. And there's no weird chemicals, and there's no random pesticides or anything, because it was all organic, because I bought all organic food, but that could not mean anything. So, and then on top of that, I had a veggie burger. It was bunless, because I forgot to buy buns, and like just some melted cheese on top of the burger, and that was it. And yeah, I had bought a donut to eat for dessert, but I was too full after I ate my burger and my soup, so I didn't eat it. So, and water. I had water before I went to bed. So, that is probably, I mean, magnitude of healthy, it was probably a 5, you know, but, so, and then, like, I was watching, what was I watching on YouTube? I don't know, just random videos, nothing scary, nothing terrifying, nothing that would inspire a child being beaten to death, you know? I don't know. So, the randomness of my dreams continue, I guess. Anyway, this has probably been a really long video, and you probably are sick of listening to me talk about it. But, I do appreciate it that you're listening. And, this is just me trying to get my queries out of my head. Anyway, so, one of the things, like, that I've tried, like, in the last year, I've changed a lot of stuff in my life to help see what else is influencing my dreams. And, like, I've cleaned up my diet. I've cleaned up my house. Might not look like it right now, but I haven't actually had time to clean my apartment. But, yeah, so I've cleaned my diet. So I've cleaned my body, my house. I've switched jobs. Or not switched jobs, but I moved departments in the company I work for. And I've gone out, been more social. I've started meditating. I started reading different books, like I've changed genres, so to speak. You know, I've been really careful about what I've been watching on TV or YouTube or going to movies. I haven't actually gone to a movie in 8 months or so. Um, yeah, like I've taken up um, hobbies and I've, you know, occupied myself. Thinking about taking an online course because, speaking of hobbies, anyway, thinking about taking an online course on paranormal investigation, I think. We'll see what happens with that. If I actually go through with that or not. What else have I done? Oh, I've cleaned. I've gone through and I've gotten rid of things that I've purged my apartment some. So I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff that I haven't looked at or used or thought about or, you know. Yeah. I've redecorated. I've moved my bed around. I've tried, in the times that I'm not, like, physically running around and doing stuff, I've actually tried to sit down and, like, think a little bit about what's going on in my life and where I want to go and see, what I want to do kind of for the future. And then I was thinking about, like, with my emotions and my heart and my soul, I've been trying to do a little soul searching, see, how I'm feeling and, is there something bugging me or emotionally or something. And it's like, I've been, all the changes that I've done have been extremely positive. Like, I feel happier and I feel um, open and I have way more energy. I've lost like 1,000,000 pounds, which is a good thing for my health benefits anyway, for my body. I've been making a lot more food for me, so I'm not eating crap all the time. Going through, like, the emotional soul searching and stuff has been, I've realized so much more about myself than I realized before. And, yeah, so in general, like, in my life, I'm way happier and way healthier, and, but it hasn't helped my sleep any. Which I think is absolutely fascinating. So now and then I was like, I don't know. It fascinates me that, yeah, it's just fascinating. I guess I'm just changing my sleep patterns. I've read also, I was doing a lot of research on insomnia and stuff. And one of the things that I've followed most of the recommendations already about insomnia, changing your diet, changing things up, moving it up. And one of the things that they're saying was as you get older, like when you're young and you're a teenager, you need like 20 hours of sleep. Because your body's going through all the rigmarole. And, but as you age, you need less and less sleep. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that when you get older, you sleep less. And then some people, as they get older, they only need like 4 hours of sleep, which baffles me, because I love sleeping. And, so then I was like, as I was going through reading all this information and stuff about insomnia, I was like, if I'm going to have all these extra hours during the day, I'm going to have to do something to fill it. So, if this is going to be something normal, like if I become more, as I've aged, because I am old, might not look like it, but I am old. If this is something that I have to live with now, and it's become a part of my life, then I'm going to have to do something with all these extra hours, which is why I was thinking about doing online courses, and just learning something, because that was an advice of a friend of mine, is that do you use the time that I'm awake and just read something. And if I read something on a subject, what did she say? If I read like a chapter or a book, like throughout a week on something that I can learn, then I can easily become an expert within like 2 years or something. So I don't really need to be an expert in anything, so I guess I'm going to read and learn for the sake of learning. And we'll see where this knowledge will take me. And yeah, so I think one of the things that I'm going to be studying will be like paranormal stuff, because that's something I'm always interested in, and all kinds of paranormal stuff. So regular stuff, normal stuff, I guess, doesn't interest me half as fun. It's not half as fun as stuff that is unexplainable. But so that's my plan. And because I always thought that this insomnia was something that I had to get through, get over, so I can resume my previous life, so to speak. But if the articles that I was reading are correct in saying that I will sleep less as I get older, then I have to adjust my mentality to compensate for that. So instead of like looking at the clock going, I should be asleep right now, it's like I have 3 hours before I have to leave for work. What can I do to fill this time? At least that's what I'm going to try and do. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, I think that's kind of it for me. It has been a really long video, and I'm very sorry about that. I'll see if I can't edit it down any. Me babbling and talking to you for half an hour. I hope you guys had a good sleep, and I hope you have an awesome day. And I will talk to you hopefully not at 3:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later, and I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Bye.